Stipe Miocic is one of the best MMA fighters to ever do it. Actually, let's go one better. He's the greatest heavyweight of all time. Just look at his numbers in the big boy division. He's a two-time champion. His 4 successful defenses are the most in the division's history. He holds the record for the most championship wins with 6. He has the longest title defense streak with 3. And he holds the record for Fight Night bonus awards with 9. Legacy cemented.
No one's gonna change their opinion, but I always get on it. Like, so, listen, man, I'm just happy to cement my legacy. Like, everyone's talking about this legacy. Only reason I'm happy to cement my legacy is to show my daughter, if we have more kids, to show them that hard work pays off. You know, listen, if you do something, you put your mind and effort into it, you do good things.
If ever there was a champion who deserved an instant title rematch, it's this guy. The UFC built its reputation making the best fight the best, and he's the best there ever was. Well, he was the best. What's the statute of limitation on instant rematches? I wonder. In 2021, Miocic lost the title in a rematch with Francis Ngannou, who he'd already whooped in a title fight. He'd already set all of his records, so he should have got the rematch. But for a bunch of stupid reasons, it never happened. For starters, Ngannou wanted a big money fight with arguably the greatest MMA fighter in history, Jon Jones. It was the fight the UFC wanted too, because it would have been highly lucrative. But was it really the best versus the best?
Obviously, Jon Jones make more sense for me, but either way, I'm gonna fight. If Jon Jones doesn't come to heavyweight, you know, the division has to move. And as a new heavyweight champion, I decided to move on, put more activity in the division, you know, than he has been in the past 2 or 3 years.
There were multiple problems with this. For starters, Jon Jones was a light heavyweight. He wasn't in the division, and he was tiny compared to the likes of Ngannou. As for Ngannou and his promise of more activity, the Predator made exactly 1 defense of the title. That was 11 months later with a unanimous decision victory over Cyril Gane. Then he vacated the title in order to box, and that was another 12 months later. So 2 years went by and the title was now vacant. Miocic, who still hadn't had another fight yet, was the #1 contender. But did he fight for the vacant title? Nope. The next man below him, Cyril Gane, got another chance at glory. And instead of fighting Miocic, he fought Jon Jones in Jones's long-awaited heavyweight debut.
I'm honored. I'm grateful to be back. Thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for having me back in this position. And yeah, it's fight week. 3 hard years of dedication and focus, and I'm back, and I'm just so grateful. That's it.
Things were suddenly looking up for the heavyweight GOAT, because the light heavyweight GOAT won the title, and he only wanted to fight Miocic.
Yeah, the next fight is gonna be awesome. I say it respectfully to Stipe. I would take time off from being a firefighter right now, and I mean that with all due respect. My whole world is gonna be focused on him. This is the biggest opportunity in my life to beat the heavyweight GOAT, and I'm gonna give it everything I got. Absolutely everything I got.
The thing is that when Bones won the title, Miocic hadn't been in the cage for 2 years. And when Jones versus Miocic was finally signed for November of 2023, it would have been 2 years and 8 months since Stipe lost to Ngannou. That's a long time for the division to wait for Miocic, who was by then 41, and it only got worse. Just over a week out from the fight, Jones tore his pectoral muscle, and the fight was postponed. And this is where things got really messy.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, mate. It's heavyweight MMA with 2 massive guys. I'm a massive guy. Obviously, he's a massive guy. We've both got some big heads. You know, we're both sniper's dream, they like to call me with this head. So let's see if we can both, let's see if we can land on each other. And I'm sure one of us is going to land at some point.
To fill the void, the UFC had the division's boogeyman, Sergey Pavlovich, ready to step in on short notice in case Jones or Miocic injured themselves, which is exactly what happened. Instead, though, the UFC called Tom Aspinall on a few days' notice to fight for the interim title. And Aspinall won with a first-round knockout. But this was a terrible idea all round.
I've been experiencing that a little bit over the years, you know what I mean? But, well, I used to say before tonight, anyone who's not helping me become the best in the world, I'm not going to be around them. But I'm the best in the world now.
Aspinall might genuinely have been the best in the world, and as the interim champ, he should have been next in line for the title. So we should have all found out, but the UFC never had any intentions of letting Aspinall fight Jones for the title next. The UFC wanted Miocic to fight Jones because they wanted their GOAT versus GOAT main event pay-per-view. Except by the time Jones's injury was set to be healed, it was going to be over 3.5 years since Miocic fought. And how long is that? It's enough time for the one-time title contender Derek Lewis to fight 7 times. Khabib Nurmagomedov still hadn't made his final defense. And Alex Pereira had not even made his UFC debut. That's the Pereira who won 4 straight to claim the middleweight title before losing it and immediately moving to light heavyweight, where he won another 2 fights to claim that title as well. In that time, Jon Jones had fought precisely once in a new division for a vacant title, and it lasted just 3 minutes. While Tom Aspinall had fought 5 times, scored 4 first-round finishes, including his finish for the interim title, and more than earned his shot at the undisputed crown. Miocic is the greatest heavyweight of all time, hands down, and his records aren't going to be beaten anytime soon. But Stipe won't have fought going on 4 years, and he'll be 41, possibly 42. The UFC made a name for itself by making the best fight the best and giving title shots to those fighters who earned it the hard way. But a choice like this makes you wonder if the UFC is still prioritizing the best fights or the biggest fights, because they aren't the same.
Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.